Hey, you guys, what is going on? Michelle Kofer here, aka The Pivoter, helping families pivot to prosper. Listen, I want to go live here with a guest. I'm just going to wait for a few minutes to see if we could get some viewership. And I want to talk about a couple of things that I think are very important for us to discuss, especially as women. All right, let me see. I think I see Miss Tina Houchins on here. We're about to talk about a few strategies, y'all. Let me see if I could add Tina to my broadcast. I just sent her an invitation. So happy Tuesday, is it? I hope everybody is doing good. I pray the Lord is blessing you real good because he's definitely in the neighborhood. Hey, Miss Tina Houchins.
Hey, beautiful. How are you?
Likewise, beautiful. I am amazing, feeling extremely blessed and prosperous and wealthy and affluent and feel to the
Absolutely.
overflow. How about yourself?
Exactly. Same sentiments. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, listen, I can't hear you that good. I'm trying to make sure it's not my volume. Drop a one, you guys, if you can hear Miss Houchins really good. Drop a two if you can hear me really good. I'm gonna make sure you guys can hear us. Listen, tag some women in this because it is it's International Women's History Month still. We're on the 21st day of March, so we're still celebrating women, all things girl bosses. Okay, you guys can hear. Um, Yeah, you can hear me okay, Tina?
I
We're
can hear
still
you.
celebrating
Right?
women.
Yeah.
We're still celebrating all things girl boss. And Tina and I just impromptu decided, you know what? Let's go live and talk. I don't know if you guys remember when Tina and I used to do a live, was it every Tuesday? We would have classy conversations and we
We
would come
did.
on and talk to the women about how to be classy and get your finances together. And so since it's International Women's Month, we wanted to talk about this three word concept, cash, asset, cash. It's not anything complicated, but what it means is you want to take your cash that you have and not store it up in your bank account like your auntie told you. You don't want to put it under your mattress like you saw your grandma do. You want to take the cash that you have, make that cash grow by channeling it into assets, and then that asset creates more cash. Write that in the chat, you guys, and go ahead and tag people. Cash, asset, cash. And so there are several ways, Tina, that we can go out and build extra cash for our families. One of those ways is adding a gig economy, right? You can go out there and let's say if you work a full-time job, or in your case, you guys, Tina's former military, you can add extra streams of income. So when we think about the gig economy and building cash, what's one of the things that comes to mind for you?
Well, one thing is a lot of people do, and I know that especially our millennials are doing right now, is they're doing what is it, Grubhub, things like that. But we're not learning the different things that we can do to make cash that will be lasting.
Mm,
So right now is everybody's looking for the quick fix instead of learning that okay, it's not about the quickness of everything, it's about the longevity of it.
mm,
So making those memorable purchases and things that's going to actually make money throughout your lifetime, not just right here, right now. So right now, investing is number one.
yeah.
And I know that that's something that we're learning and we're talking about to others. But right now, with the gig economy, most people are doing the DoorDash, the Grubhub, the things like that. People are talking about putting cars on Turo and things like that. But what are we doing that's looking past that?
Yeah. And I think you bring up a very key point, you guys. Tina's talking about, the gig economy, which we know over 55 million people are in the gig economy right now. They hustling. They
Yeah.
hustling to make extra money. So they're only focused on making extra money to take care of the bills right now. But that's not how you build wealth. Wealth is built over time. How do I take the money, the cash that I'm having right now, and how do I direct that cash that I'm making at Grubhub, at Uber, at DoorDash on my Shopify? How do I take the cash that I'm making from, my vending and I'm selling my lashes and my makeup? How do I take that cash and allow that cash to compound in a way that now I can build generational wealth? You do that through investing. And so we're going to talk about that third. So one, we talked about one way people are building extra cash is through the gig economy, Grubhub, things like that. Two, I want to talk about the number of growing women who are starting home-based businesses. So people who are making money in the network marketing industry. Now, there's some statistics around that, y'all. So it's International Women's History Month, and this is the second way you can make money. As a female, it is smart to run a business that you could build from home, because about 86% of all of the wealthiest women in the world are in the industry of network marketing. So what's network marketing? You may have heard it called MLM, affiliate marketing. It's where you get to align your passions with somebody else's platform, share their information, and get paid for doing that. Tina, your makeup looks amazingly beautiful tonight.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you have your favorite makeup artist, right? So
Absolutely.
Either you do your makeup, or if you're going somewhere, you might get your own MUA, right? When you refer somebody else to your MUA, does she give you a referral fee?
Absolutely nothing.
No. Well, your hair is beautiful. I love the braids. They're absolutely stunning. But if you were to refer me to your stylist, do you get a referral fee?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, so I'm not going to ask you where you bought your jacket, but I bought this jacket at New York and Company, right? So if I tell you, Tina, go get this jacket from New York and Company, New York and Company is not going to pay me because I told you to go get this jacket, even though they just made $89 because I told you to go get this jacket. Right. It actually got pants to go with too. The jacket was $89 and pants was $59. But if I told Tina to go get this suit, I'm not making any money, but New York and Company is. So the second way, as we talk to the women out here today, the second way to build wealth is to start a home-based business where you can come in at a low investment and get paid just to share information. Tina, you want to share with them a little bit about the home-based gig that we are a part of, that we absolutely love. And then we're going to tell them about this third way, how to get to this bag forever and ever, ever get to the bag. So you want to tell them a little bit about Debt Cleanse and why we decided, or why did you, I'll tell them why I decided. Why did you decide to partner with Debt Cleanse? And I'll share with them why I decided to do my home-based business through that platform. So why'd you start?
Well, I'm going to say this first and foremost, because you talked about referral sources, right? So I can say this: when I first started in this financial literacy space, it was about a referral source. Somebody told me about something that I needed personally, that I ended up making this a passion and platform for me to share with other people. But that was you. Like, it was you telling me, like, look, you can do this, you can do that. But I had poor credit, y'all. So I'm going to be honest. A lot of us don't talk about credit, but I had poor credit, 521 credit score, horrible. But I didn't know how to get out of my own way to get the help, even though I had the things that I needed. I had the home, the car, and stuff like that. But that didn't help me any, because the things that I really, really wanted, it also needed to have, and my credit score was attached to it. So the referral source about it, that was something that she just told you about, her jacket, my hair, my face, the makeup that I buy. I'm not getting anything from that. But guess what? I'm getting two things from what I do. I'm loving that I'm helping people, and two, I'm also making some money off of it. That's just the truth about it. But Debt Cleanse, the reason why I love, and I'm going to say love strongly, Debt Cleanse, because it's not about just credit. See, people tell you, like, let's get your credit fixed, let's do this, let's do that. Well, if I get my credit fixed, but I'm still in debt, how does that help me?
Help the people.
How does that help me? Because that's only one way. My credit is okay, but I'm still in debt. So guess what I'm going to do? Mess up my credit again, trying to now get out of this debt. Well, now with Debt Cleanse, they have attorneys. Y'all, when I say gangster attorneys, my attorney name is Alejandro, and I love Alejandro. He is amazing because I'm also a product of the product. But my thing is, people talk about credit so much that we get fixated on it. We don't think about, okay, once I clean up my credit, where do I go from there?
Then what? Right.
It's more than that. So we're teaching about credit. We're teaching about finances altogether, budgeting, taxes, how you can, earn money from just something that you need anyway. You
Anyway.
need your credit repair. Why not go out and then make this a business? Yeah, for less than $300, I got a business. What are we doing at that? I can't have a McDonald's franchise doing that. I'm not
Cannot.
gonna have a Chick-fil-A franchise doing that. And then guess what? I'm putting in work at those places in order to make that business work. Here I'm doing something that I love and I'm sharing it with other people. I'm being a voice for the voiceless. I'm teaching people about things that I didn't know about. I get to go into these colleges, these elementary schools, these middle schools, and tell them about something that me, this brown black girl, did not get when I was young. I did not know any of this. My mom didn't know about this. My family did not know about this. But I'm going to make sure that the next generation does. So
Absolutely.
my passion became a check.
Yeah.
I love this. And
Let me hit that
does
real quick. You said my passion became a check. This is what I want you guys to know. Put this in the chat. It's 3 P's. Your passion reveals your purpose.
Absolutely.
And when you find your purpose, you find your profits.
Yes.
Your passion reveals your purpose. And when you find your purpose, you find your profits. So we're talking about cash, asset, cash. And we shared one way, people are building extra cash is in the gig economy. A second way Tina was just sharing is, in the work from home space. Well, she's found a passion in helping people. Guys, the money is not made through the product. The money is made when you put your heart into the work that you do. And so if you didn't know it, it's International Women's History Month. And 85% of the wealthiest women are right where Tina and I are sitting every day in our home offices. Women who are wealth builders are not in their cubes 50 hours a week. They're not, because that indicates you work for somebody. Now, you can work for somebody until you create a transition plan to work your way out. So if you're smart, Queen, what you want to do is take the cash, because we're talking cash, asset, cash tonight. You want to take the cash from your job, funnel it into a business, which is now an asset. I know it could be a liability until it's debt free. We know technical stuff, but you funnel the cash into the business, which the business now becomes the asset and creates more cash. And now when you got a business like the one Tina and I have, or maybe the lady that tagged you, I see several of our business partners on here, Jerry, I see Tangela. Listen, if you're getting tagged, these women understand the concept of cash, asset, cash as well. So let me tell you why this made sense to me. So Tina talked about why it made sense to her. It made sense to me to start a home-based business because I had a 15-month-old daughter. I was living with bad credit in an apartment with mold, and I'm highly degreed, meaning I'm even master's educated. But because of my financial situation, I had to live where I had to live, and I was living there broke, making $43,000 a year. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to turn, here's another P. Y'all, I'm a preacher, sorry. I'm going to turn this P. I'm going to turn my problem into something that leads to a passion and a purpose, and ultimately led to a profit. So the third thing we want to talk to, so if you're just joining us, we're talking asset cash. How do you get more cash? Why do you need more cash? You need more cash so you can acquire assets. One of my millionaire mentors said this to me. He said, if you're not even investing, you'll never build wealth. If you ain't even got enough money to grow, like to save somewhere with accrues interest and dividends, you never will achieve wealth. I mean, I hate to say that so strongly, but ladies, it's our reality. So we take the cash that we have, the little cash, and maybe we do what Tina and I did. We invested in starting a home-based business. And who knew that a couple $100 could retire you from social work? Who knew that a couple $100 could replace your former military income?
Absolutely.
So that's the second way, getting in the gig economy. But the third way is through investing. Every wealthy person on the planet invests. What is investing? It's quite simple. It's when you take your cash and you put it somewhere where it can grow in value. So you take $100, it becomes 1,000. 1,000 becomes 3,000. It becomes 7,000, 10,000, 12,000, on into the millions, right? So you get a return on that investment. One of, and I would venture, Tina, to probably say the smartest ways to invest is in real estate. There's several ways to invest. You can invest in the stock market, but you see people kill themselves all the time because they put all their income there, their retirement, something go wrong, and they lose everything. You can invest in the foreign exchange. I invest in a foreign exchange. I don't know how, so I just pay somebody to do it for me, right? You can invest in real estate. How? You can fix and flip. You can do Airbnb. You can do short-term rental. But you also can do something that many of us have never been taught about, and that is bank note investing. Have you ever wondered why, Tina, the banks, you don't see Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, Navy Federal, you don't see them with a sign in the neighborhood. They bought an old house, they fixed it up, and they trying to sell it to somebody. You don't see big banks fixing and flipping.
Absolutely.
There's a reason for that. It's money to be made there, but the big money is in the banknote. So Tina, let's talk about that a little bit. So we have the privilege of A, working in the gig economy. We have the privilege of B, working for home. We partner with a phenomenal company that helps people get their credit together. And then C, that same company has a backside that allows us to take our money and not go to Neiman Marcus and spend it, not go down to Jimmy Choo and spend it. We can take our money and we can go to New York and Company, maybe Shein or JC Penney, and we take our extra we got, because we're not thinking about today, sister. I ain't got to show you I got a Gucci nose ring, okay, for me to show you I got money. I don't have to do that. But we don't have to, and I'm sorry. It's nothing wrong with that, sis, if you can afford that. Can we be real today? We talking to our women. It's nothing wrong with that if you can afford that. But if you misplace your priorities to buy things, hey, Sister Michelle, to buy things just to try to look like you're rich and all you're doing is putting yourself in debt, you're not doing your legacy a service. So what we've discovered is this platform where we can invest in real estate. There are a couple ways we can do it. We can crowdfund. Tina, you want to talk about crowdfunding, and then we'll kind of gradually build up. So how are people able to crowdfund with us?
Well, with crowdfunding, you can actually, and it's all going to lead back to these banknotes, y'all. So we're starting here, but we're going to end up somewhere way bigger. But with crowdfunding, you know, a lot of people want to invest in something in real estate, but they don't really have the capital that a lot of people have. So with this crowdfunding, you can invest as little as $100 up to $1 million. But we don't know about that. And then we also get 0.9%
9%
on the return. 9% on the return. But we've never been taught that. So that's something that is a game changer with just and I'm gonna say a small portion, because we're gonna talk about some banknotes. That's gonna be the bigger portion.
Yeah.
But with the crowdfunding, you get to actually participate in a small I can't even say small. You participate into a group of purchasing of different banknotes, but you still get a percentage off of it. But you don't have to have this high capital. Yeah. A lot of people, when you first start investing, you got to have money behind it. Well, I can come in with $100. Well, I came in with $100 because I did it myself, crowdfunding, and I'm making money every month. I'm making off of just me putting in my $100. My $100 is giving me money after money after money. But when you don't know about it, and investing is a big part of our lifestyle that we should know about, but we don't.
Yeah. Once
you get the ends of it, and that's something me and Ms. Cofer has definitely been talking about and preaching about. Once you know about investing, you can completely change your whole life with just learning how to invest.
Everybody don't want you to know. Yolanda blowing us up.
Because it's not a secret. We have somebody that's actually teaching us this. And when I say blessed to be in this debt cleanse family, you're not gonna get a company that's gonna do that for you. but he's teaching
Yeah.
that. And I'm gonna give it back to Ms. Coker
I
because
want to
I can't wait to start
unpack.
talking to y'all about this bank.
I want to unpack some of that. So let me go back. So you guys may have heard of like crowdfunding, you know, people trying to start a business, they pull their money together, kind of like community economics, whatever. So in banknotes, and we're gonna talk about the big how you make the millions in banknotes, but in banknote investing, you know, you have the ability to pool your resources with other people. So let's say you got $100, you got 300, 500, 1,000. You say, well, you know, I'm not in a position, because remember, put cash, asset, cash. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about cash, asset, cash, a simple 3-point framework of building wealth. So you might have cash, but you might currently have your money in a bank account. Can I give you some help here? Take it out. You're not making money in a bank account. I know we were told, take our money down to the local bank and let it sit there. It doesn't grow in a bank account. I learned that in college, and ever since then, I put my money in mutual funds, stocks and bonds, IRAs. I put my money everywhere except I don't even use a checking account because I've learned so much about where money's supposed to be and not be. But take the money out of the bank account and crowdfund with us. You can crowdfund with the person that invited you. What do we mean? So instead of you earning a 0.0003% by having your $344 sitting in Farmers and Merchants, or your $424 sitting at Wells Fargo, put it where it now grows dividends, where now that money can come back to you at a 9% ROI because your money is put together, funded with other people in the crowd, their money, and it allows us to go out as a company and buy more banknotes. Okay, so you can start small. You can start with $100. Get in, you know, get your money growing for you. And if I could just put a little caveat here, because I'm a tax professional, your money is taxed less if it's dividends. So money that grows in an investment account is taxed the least. It's taxed less than the money you make at your job. Just want to put a pin right there. But so we can crowdfund and get into real estate that way. But you could say, you know what? I want to actually learn a skill set. If you've ever read Napoleon Hill's Ageless, Timeless book, I read that book for the first time as a junior at University of Georgia. One of my professors introduced Think and Grow Rich. If you've ever read that, put some hearts, just light the thing up with hearts. If you ever read Think and Grow Rich, light it up, light it up, light it up, light it up, share, share, share. But in chapter 5 of that book, he talks about specialized knowledge. If you guys have not been watching how things are changing around us, everybody is into specialized knowledge. Everybody teaching a course, everybody teaching a class. Specialized knowledge allows you to teach other people how to do something you've mastered, and you make money there. So having specialized knowledge in the area of banknote investing puts you in a position where you know more than 98% of Americans. So if you know more, Tina, than 98% of Americans, do you think you'll build more wealth than 98% of Americans?
Absolutely.
Do you think you'll have more cash to build more assets, to build more cash than more Americans? You will. So y'all, this is what we done found. Honey, the Lord done spoke. He done told us, I will not have you ignorant concerning my devices. He said, I will cause the wealth of the wicked to be laid up for the just. He done told us that wealth and riches will be in our house, and we just crazy enough to believe his promises. He said that we would be blessed to be a blessing, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. He said that we would be blessed in the city and blessed in the field. And listen, it's through these banknotes, y'all. It's through this work from home.
I want to get excited because you know you really want to just
y'all. Is that little girl said on that little thing? Hey y'all, listen, honey. I can't. What was Shakira shocking for that? She said, honey, listen, honey, Tina, I can't contain the excitement because I knew God was doing something on purpose. He took us from what we thought was our wealthy place, shook it up, shook us loose, separated us, and brought us over here into the land of milk and honey. And I could cry, y'all, because don't ever want to forsake what God is doing in your life. You don't ever want to miscount the doors that he's opening or the ones that he closed. Listen to me, sister. Sometimes a door closes and you think like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. And God is like, no, I'm getting ready to bless you, bless you. Oh, you thought you was good making a few commas in your check, but I'm getting ready to bless you so that Ecclesiastes 11:2 can be made manifest in your life so that you will have 7 and 8 streams. Yes, because you'll know what to do with cash, flow it into assets, buy some assets, turn those assets into more cash and do it all over again. Cash, asset, cash, cash, asset, cash, cash, asset, cash. Tina, can you tell the people why are we so excited about Debt Cleanse and how this particular platform is not just helping people understand how to get out of debt, how to build excellent credit, but it's teaching why you need credit to leverage it, but it's also taking people on a path to home ownership, but ultimately to wealth building through these bank notes. Why are we excited about these bank notes, girl?
Well, you said it best when you said God shook us up and shaking, rattled us and rolled us because he knew greater was for us. And he knew our hearts. He knew what we would do with this platform. And he knew that people need to see this. And he knew the right people to give it to actually bless the people.
Heart posture.
So when he talked, when these bank notes, y'all, when I say we beyond excited about it, one, because this is something that the big banks, big bank institutions and things like that, what they've been doing for years, what Wall Street is doing, we have it in our hands. Nobody has ever said that we're gonna teach you how to be big like the bigger platforms. Nobody has ever given us access to something that's gonna bless our family generations beyond generations beyond generations. Bank notes. If you have a mortgage out there and you seen that your mortgage went from one lender to another lender to another lender, not that you did anything wrong, not that you weren't paying your mortgage on time or anything, but the banks are smart. All they're doing, your lender is smart. They're selling your bank note. That's a bank note. They're selling it over and over again. Guess what? And they're getting paid every time. Yep. We're in a course right now that we're learning how to do the same thing that Wall Street is doing, these big bank institutions doing. When I say beyond excited, baby, we got our hands on millions right now, and people don't even understand.
Listen to me. Woo, Tina. So you said something, and I want you guys to make this. We're gonna bottom shelf it. I remember buying my first house. I was 26 years old. So we know that Andrew Carnegie talks about, like, he long gone, but we know Andrew Carnegie had more commas behind his name when he left this earth than the man in the moon. Andrew Carnegie, even in the industrial age, talked about real estate being the way to build millions. Then we come on into our modern day time where we all know Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, Poor Dad, Rich Dad. We all know Warren Buffett. Real estate. We know real estate is the way to build wealth in America. Well, this little project girl right here, I caught on to that early. I knew that, living in an apartment was going to get me out of the apartments. And so I think I was 25. I bought my first house. You guys, I was super excited about it. And this was, right before I bought my first house in 2006. The market crashed in 2008. My first loan was sold to another bank. So when you mentioned that, it made me think about it. I started out with one lender, DHI, I believe was my lender, and they sold my note to Bank of America. So I started out DHI as my underwriter. That's who I was paying my mortgage to, but Bank of America acquired that mortgage. I bet you Bank of America thought that I was going to foreclose. I bet you Bank of America thought, like, all these DHI people, they ain't got the best credit. They got okay credit. They're going to foreclose. So we're going to buy the note in the event that they lose their home, because the interest rates are getting reversed. And this was the time, y'all, when people had these ARMs, these adjustable rate mortgages, and things went bursting, and all these people lost their homes. But who do you think made millions upon millions upon millions? People who held the notes.
Yeah.
The people live in the house, but somebody owned the note of the house you living in. That's what we are now learning how to do that. If you've been tagged on this live, somebody looking out for your last name. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I could burst out in tears because I know that we are on to something that is getting ready to leave wealth for our children and our children's children. Now, we excited, we smart women. The person that tagged you, they smart too. But let me tell you something. This is something that 98% of Americans don't know how to do. And you got a man, let's talk about George, Tina. You got a man who is a 30-year real estate veteran who's made millions. But let's talk about where he came from. He came from where most of us did, the gutter. This man came to the United States as an immigrant. He didn't even finish high school. But Tina, let's talk about how he started segueing. So he got into real estate because he was smart. And you know, he knew you could make money in real estate. So he bought apartment units. But there's a very beautiful story about Mr. George Newberry that touches my heart. And it allows me to know that he's given us everything he got, not because he need more millions. He's teaching us how to invest in real estate because it's his heart's work. This is his way of giving back. So Tina, we were sharing recently a story about Mr. Newberry and the storm that hit his properties up in Ohio. And I was talking about the community. Can you share with them the heart that's going to be teaching them how to be a note investor?
So we always talk about buying the block. This man literally bought up the block. But what he did different than just buying up a block, he employed the people that were on that block. Mm-hmm. He decided, okay, if I'm going to help this community out, I want to fully help this community out. So he employed the people that was in the community to help them with building these homes and fixing up that area and things like that. You don't see that. But what I can say about him that he has a brown wife.
She look like us.
So he knows the struggle. He knows our plight. He's in there. He's living it. Well, he's lived it. But another thing, he stayed in these rundown homes that he was fixing up. He knows the plight. He lived the plight. Like, you don't see people saying that I'm buying up the block and I'm staying in the block while I'm trying to fix it up. And I'm employing the people around me to help them get their community back. You don't see that. That story of him, that touches my heart because I know I'm in the right place. I know that this man is doing something that he knows is going to help us. He sees it. He's been there. He's done that. He's not doing this just to like he's making money off of it. Why? Because with these notes, y'all, I'm gonna let Ms. Cofer give y'all the bonus at the end. But you can get into these, learn how to do these bank notes. And what you said about when you were in your home. I've been in my home for 13 years. My note has been sold 3 times. The lender I have now, they know it, like, don't sell it because she ain't going nowhere. But in the beginning, I'm young, and they like you said, they think you're gonna foreclose on these homes.
They bet on it.
They don't think you're gonna make your payment. They looking for you to go under. So that's why when we're talking about making sure your credit and stuff is together before you get these homes, that's the reason. Even though somebody can tell you they can get you in a house with a 580 credit score, don't do it. It's a setup. It's a setup for you to lose what you put all your hard-earned money into. Get yourself in a stable condition where you are able to pay for that mortgage to keep your home. But with these bank notes, for all of my people that's out here with these flipping and we want to flip houses and do all that, the money is in the bank note. That's where Wall Street and big banks are learning. Like, well, they know it. We just trying to learn it. It's not about holding on to property. The money is in the note itself, not the physical building. But we were taught, get into real estate, buy up homes, flip them, rent them out and all that. But that's not where the money is at. Get rid of the thinking that we need to keep these homes. No, we need to get these bank notes That's what we need to be
Tina,
doing.
you know, you bring up a very valid point, and it's a young lady on YouTube. She has made a lot of money in Airbnb, but she before Airbnb, she you know, believed, you know, go buy a lot of properties and have tenants in those properties. But she was talking about on the YouTube one day, she was, and now I watched this maybe a couple of years ago, but she was talking about how it's so expensive. We think that the way to build the long-term wealth is to buy the house and to have tenants, and it is, guys. That's been a way, but things, we're revolutionizing. As the economy changes, the way you build money, the way you build wealth also changes. Like, we're not you know, picking cotton no more. We evolve, right? We're not in the industrial revolution. We evolve. You know, when the middle class was able to go in and buy houses and have a lot of rental property, you know, the person who was the who's who in the neighborhood was the one who owned about 5 or 6 rental houses, right? That was the way. But that lady talked about, and this was 2.5 years ago, I was watching that. She talked about why she got out of that and turned all of those properties into Airbnbs, because that became more profitable. But now we're graduating from Airbnb. Somebody say graduate. We're graduating from Airbnbs, and guys, we're going back now, and we're going to do it the way the big banks and Wall Street has done it. Yeah, keep your rental properties. Yeah, keep your Airbnbs because you want to have multiple streams. Yeah, get with us and get in these bank notes like ASAP, like yesterday. Like, whoever tagged you, you need to be like asking, how can I learn about these bank notes? Because here's the thing. This is the way that the banks have always done it. And guess who owns all the money in America? The banks. The banks don't go broke. The banks got the money. So now George is giving us the strategy on how to do it. Why? Because he actually a bank owner, by the way. We ain't mentioned that. He own a bank too, okay? This guy got some long money, but what I love is that he's giving us access. And it doesn't matter if you're highly skilled or not. You have the ability to come alongside us and learn through Banknote University. It just launched today. And when I tell you, I am beyond elated because we partner with this platform about 6-7 months ago just to help people eliminate debt and improve their credit legally using credit attorneys. And we had no idea, Tina, what we were getting into. We just knew that we were in one credit platform, it went left, and we wanted a safe, secure place where we could continue servicing people. Well, we got over here and realized this man don't just got attorneys and credit, he got banks and lending firms and all of that. And one of the things, you guys, I remember hitting founder and sitting at the table with some of these leaders, and I said, we need access to that. Like, we can't be in the platform and know he got all this real estate stuff and we don't get no access. And guess what? He gave us access. And so we're giving you access. If you have ever wanted to get into real estate investing and you had no idea where to start, you felt like you had no money, you had no skill set, no knowledge, you have the ability to go through Banknote University, learn side by side at your own pace. Y'all, we're talking about what could cost you $7,000-8,000. Literally, you can make 3 payments of $595. Buddy up, get with your little crew and get your money together. But you literally could come on and learn this skill set. A 4-figure investment, 3-figure investment, whichever way you go, could turn into a 7-figure return that keeps on giving. Because see, specialized knowledge, as he talks about it in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, specialized knowledge can never be taken away from you. Once you know it, and if I am a carpenter, I could always be a carpenter. You can take me, that's how Grant Cardone, hear me y'all, they can see his show. That's how you can take Grant Cardone, drop him in the middle of nowhere with $1, and he gave that dollar away and he could still build $1 million right there. Specialized knowledge. It's cute and everything to have our jobs. It's great to have those, but sis, that's not going to build wealth for us. We're using our knowledge at our jobs to build the empire for our CEOs. We're trying to put you onto something where you can develop specialized knowledge to build something for your last name. Drop your last name down there, y'all. Let me see who on here. I see some Suttles, some Oglesby, some Hayes, the Grosses, the Parsons. We building wealth for the Glens, the Thomas, the Coburns. We building wealth for the Thomases, the Rosebarrows. Listen, we are building wealth for the Cofords and the Houchins I'm telling you, the Kimbros, the Kings, that's what we're about to do through this Note University. We want you guys to join us, but here's the caveat right here. I see those names coming in. Mr. George Newberry is such a philanthropist. He's such a giver, y'all. The same man who lived in the ruins as he reconstructed a 1,000-unit apartment building, a 4,000-unit apartment building that he flipped into millions and millions of income. This same guy says, you know what? If you take Note University and you complete it, you'll be certified. Take that anywhere. But if you complete it, we're going to give you your money back.
Boom.
Tina, I get to develop a skill set that I learned from a documented multimillionaire, and I invest. I'm gonna get a return on my investment because I'm gonna make some money as soon as I do my first deal. But I get to invest and get it all for free. Does that make sense to you?
That's a blessing. On top of, you're gonna be in the same room with these masterminds worth millions and millions of dollars that's also telling you and teaching you, on top of Mr. Newberry, how to go about these banknotes.
Like seeing deals done. You get to see deals done live.
Every Tuesday.
You're seeing deals. So there's a property in Florida. You acquired a property, they're going to walk you through how to get to the bag on that note. Some of these properties, listen here, y'all. Some of the properties you might just hold a note, flip, just like a regular house. A physical structure accrues value, and you can have some money you can pull out. Notes are the same way. They accrue in value. So you might have a note, it accrues, you flip it, you sell it, you make some money, never did anything. But you could also have a note that doesn't perform, and somebody loses their house, and guess who could end up with the house? You. How? Because you own the note. You're now Bank of America. So if a house foreclosed and Bank of America owned the house, Bank of America get to choose what happens next. They might modify the loan. They might sell the property. They might auction it off. They might give people, the ability to stay in it through the modification. Well, if you're the Bank of America, who calling the shots? All I know, Tina, to all of you guys that are watching, this is it. And I'm gonna say this right here to us, because I want us to figure out how we can be banknote investors. I'm gonna say this right here, and I'm gonna say it like I'm your cousin, sister, big sister, auntie, and be okay with it. We find money to do everything else we want to do. Find money that will change your legacy forever. Because see, we'll grind and hustle up a little bit of money so we can go to Dubai and look cute on Instagram for, a few couple pictures to see our dress flowing in Greece. We'll find money for that. We'll find money to go down to Tulum for one day or maybe 3-4 days you go to come back and post and look rich. But are you doing anything to become rich? Can I have an auntie conversation with the people, Tina? Are we doing anything to become rich? I am not impressed by stuff. And you might be, and that's okay, but impress the banker. Impress the banker. When you roll up to the bank, they like, what do you do for a living? Is your company hiring? Like that's the kind of posture you want to have going up in the Navy Federal, going up in the Wells Fargo. Guys, this is the opportunity to do it. We can figure out money for everything else. We can down payment a trip on Klarna. You can down payment your Note University. You can break it up in payments. Come on, sis. We're getting ready to do this together. Hello. We figure out money for everything else. Let's figure this out. How can you get into this? And then I don't want us to be so tunnel vision that all we see is our problem. So many of us will hustle. We'll go out and drive DoorDash and Grubhub just to pay the light bill. I'm talking about, my husband has done that. We've been in a place go jump in the car, do a couple of routes just to pay the phone bill. But I want us to, for once in a moment, to just look past our regular, ordinary bills. And I want us to see ourselves prosperous. I want us to see ourselves successful. Like, I want you right now to envision yourself never having to worry about money again. What does that feel like? How good does it make you feel? What are you doing knowing now that you have freedom of money and you got freedom of time because you decide to invest? Like, what does that feel like for you? Who are you enjoying, the joys of the world with because you decided to make one investment in yourself that you learned and they gave you your money back, but the skill set never gets old? You certified to be a school teacher, but can you leave that to your kid? That skill set can go to your kid. You learn how to flip these notes, you can teach your kids how to flip notes.
And I want to say this, Ms. Cofer. A lot of us, we're banking on retirement.
Ooh, girl.
We're banking on stuff like that. Social Security is not there anymore, God. What are you doing to get yourself in position for your own retirement? Like, we should be banking on ourselves, not somebody else. What happens when our jobs are tired of us, when they want to replace us? What do we have in place to help ourselves out? Like, we got to start thinking beyond, it got to be beyond the here and now, because the here and now is not getting us there. And one thing I want y'all to just think about, the way the economy is right now, it's going to be two classes. It's going to be the rich and it's going to be the poor. There will not be middle class anymore.
Yeah.
There is no longer the middle class. It will only be two classes. So which class are you going to fall into? When are you going to start taking it serious that things aren't getting better, but you can make it better for you and your family?
Absolutely.
But you got to decide that tonight, I'm going to make a choice. I'm going to get with my girlfriend, my sorority sisters, my best friend, my family. We about to build something together that can't nobody take from us. You can't take knowledge from me. You can't take that. So if I learn this skill set, buying out the block is just the beginning.
The beginning. My God.
That's what we got to start thinking bigger. It's not this here and now. And that's all people see is that, what can I do right now to make some money? Make some long money. That's going to be long term. That's going to be there for generations.
Yeah.
Not just now, because that's not working. It's not working for us. But when somebody show you something, start believing in it. We ain't on here just wasting our breath. Mr. Newberry ain't just giving out this skill set for free because you finished the course. These millionaires sitting up on Tuesday giving you the blueprint. They're not doing it just because they don't want to see you prosper. They're giving it for free. It's free if you finish. You got to think about that. They're saying, all I want you to do is learn.
But one time,
give you back your money.
Strong. One time, do something all the way to the end. If there ever was a time to cross the finish line, it would be with this course, because they give you your money back. Tina said something, y'all, about retirement not being there, and I just want to echo. Like, I like numbers, I like statistics, and when we look at the baby boomers, these are our parents and grandparents now, right? These are the people we saw work all their life. They didn't know nothing about no gig, no own Shopify store, no selling no stuff, no hair, no bundles. They worked. And when you think about having watched that generation work, and now the average baby boomer in retirement doesn't have $10,000 reserve. They don't have the ability to do anything other than exist. Quality of life drastically changed. BK says 100 people doing 1% of the job. Leverage. That's what we all aspire to have. I'm going to tell you, and we're done, y'all. It's a simple 3-point framework that you need to adopt to your life. It's called cash, assets, cash. You do not sit on cash. Cash is money, it's currency. It likes to move. If you got cash sitting in your bank account, make it move. Turn the cash into an asset. An asset could be you start a business with the cash and it creates more cash. An asset could be you take the cash and you invest the cash into an asset that creates more cash. Cash, asset, cash. If you're like, I can't start banknote investing, I ain't got $14.95, and I know y'all gonna break it up into 3 payments of $5.95. I ain't got that either. Can I tell you a secret? Leverage your credit. Go to One Main Financial or go to your bank or somewhere and borrow $14.95. Borrow the $14.95, complete the course, get the money back, pay them back. But then for many of us, that may be a problem because our credit can't get us through the door. If your credit can't get you through the door, but you're like, I want to fix that and I want to invest, the person that tagged you, we can help you with that. We can help you get your credit up so you can leverage it to get to cash, to get to assets, to get to more cash. Your credit score is not to be used to just go on a shopping spree and show you got plastic. It's to be leveraged to create cash, create assets to create cash. It's a cycle. We have found a way to get into that sphere of influence, and we are committed as women of wealth, as members of Wealth Pioneers, and as members of Debt Cleanse to transform how brown people build wealth in this next 5 years. We want to show you how to be on the other side of money, like what happened in 2008. Some people suffered, some people prospered. We want to show you how to be on the side where you prosper. So that is our time. Thank you so much to my sis and fellow co-founder, Miss Tina Houchins, who I absolutely adore. She is my sister. She is my mentee. She is my protege. She is someone I highly respect. I respect her voice in entrepreneurship. She has a profound passion for helping people. I love that about her. And I know together we all can change lives. Listen, get back with whoever tagged you in this video. Share this thing. Make this thing go viral. Make it go viral. Share this. Like, y'all be scared. Listen, y'all be scared to tag people on stuff knowing it could change their life. What if somebody been praying for God to open the door? You tag them, and the next day they say, "Oh my God, I've been praying for this."
Absolutely.
You just share their life, but y'all be scared to tag people. Well, I tagged 158 people on a post last night. You think I was scared to tag somebody's name? Look, we got Note Investing. I want you to know about this. Come check it out tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. No, I'm not afraid to tag people. Y'all scared to tag people for what? The worst thing that can happen is you change their life. Tag the people.
That part.
Know you're connected to something that's bigger than you, and that there is a company out here with a co-founder who got a 30-year track record of building bank and making things happen and helping not only people build wealth, but get out of debt. Like, let alone he got the blueprint on how to show people how to eradicate debt, honey, using attorneys. So just get in our network. If you are a female and you're not a part of our WOW community on Facebook, we'll drop that here so you can come into the group. Just say, you know, how you found it, how you were invited, so we can let you in. But we're about to take over. We're about to build wealth, and we just give God all the glory because this is his doing, and it's marvelous in our eyes. Tina, any parting words?
We're gonna go back to
cash,
asset, cash. Y'all better remember that. And don't, I'm like Miss Cofer. Y'all don't be scared to tag people. Somebody has been praying. Somebody absolutely needs this, as bad as the breath that they're breathing right now, the air that they're breathing right now. Somebody needs this. Don't be selfless or selfish, I should say. Be selfless and tag somebody. Somebody needed it. Guess what? Because I needed this at one time. You can be the one that changed a Tina Houchins' life.
Amen.
You can be somebody that changed up Mrs. Cofer's life. But if you don't want to share something that can change somebody's life, then that's an issue. We should all be helping each other. We not going to get out of the situations that we are in until we decide that we're going to put each other first and help each other. That's the only way we gonna get through this.
That's it.
So tag somebody.
Tag somebody, share, love, like, heart it up, guys, pin it somewhere, but let people know that there's a 3-step concept that everybody needs to know about. It's called cash, asset, cash. And if they don't know about it, it's your responsibility to let them learn. All right. Y'all gonna learn today. Hello. All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Houchins, for joining me, guys. That's our time.
Thank you.
Over the Pivoter, helping families pivot to prosper, joined by Credit is Freedom, Ms. Tina Houchins herself. Listen, you've been tagged by one of our business partners, mentees. You definitely want to blow up their inbox or their cell phone saying, tell me about these bank notes. Tell me about these bank notes. We'll get you guys a replay of the presentation we did tonight. And then probably tomorrow we're going to do another. So just stay on the lookout. They'll be dropping the details soon. That's it. Thank you, Ms. Tina.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.